Okay, class, we're about to start section 2.6, Evaluating Expressions. Section 8, Evaluating Algebraic Expressions. In math, we use integers for a variety of activities. In this section, we will use integers to help us evaluate an algebraic expression. We will go more in depth with algebraic expressions later in the course, but now we will lightly touch on the subject. It says evaluate for x is -6. So we're going to use -6 for x for problems 1 and 2. So we put in -6 for x here. So we will have the absolute value of -6, which we know is 6. And we have to bring down this negative sign because it was on the outside. So our final answer here is -6. And if you notice, when I substitute in this -6, I put in parentheses. You should always, when you substitute, put that value in parentheses. Now, number 2, we're going to put in -6 for x. So we put in -6 and we brought down our negative sign. Now remember, this is just a parenthesis. So this means the opposite of whatever this -6 is. The opposite of -6, we know is +6. So that is our answer. Now, one thing before we go down here to problems 3 and 4 that I want to go back to problem 1 on. This negative sign on the outside means the opposite of whatever your absolute value is. The absolute value is of -6 is +6, and we took its opposite, which is -6. So now we come down to number 3. It says evaluate x plus 3y, for x is -6, so I substitute in -6 for x, and y is 2. So I put in 2 for y. So now we look at our operations. We cannot do anything with these parentheses. So we have addition and multiplication. We know we do the multiplication first. So we could bring this -6 out of the parentheses. So we have +3 times 2, which is +6. -6 plus 6, we know is 0. Now we go here to number 4. They give us -x. And they tell us that x is -4, so we put in -4 for x. And then we had an absolute value of y, and y is -5. So now, we cannot do anything with this parenthesis here, but like I told you in the last problem, the absolute value is a grouping symbol, so we would do that before we would do any of the other operations except parentheses. So we have the absolute value of -5, which we know is 5. So it's the opposite of -4 plus 5. So now we have our operation of addition. Well, we have the opposite of -4 here, so let's take care of that first. The opposite of -4 will give us +4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. Now, we scroll down here to number 5. It says evaluate x minus y. X is -5, so we put in -5 for x, and then y is -13. We put in -13 for y. So now the only operation we have here, because we cannot do anything with the parentheses, is this subtraction. So it'd be -5, and then the opposite of -13 is +13. And we know -5 plus 13 will give us 8. But we know 13 is furthest away from 0, so it'll stay positive. So it'll be a +8. Now we go to number 6. Now we have 3y minus z. Y is 9, so we put in 9 for y. And z is -4. We put in -4 for z. So now we cannot do anything with these parentheses, so we have multiplication and subtraction. So we will do our multiplication. 3 times 9 is 27 minus a -4. Now we only have subtraction left, so we know this is minus a -4, which would give us +4. And 27 plus 4 is 31. Now we go down here to number 7. We have x is 5, so we substitute in 5 for x. And then we look here and we notice that y is -3. So we substitute in -3 for y. So now, what we have here is this here. We would take this -3, because we have multiplication, we have our and exponents. It's multiplication and exponents, because we cannot do anything with these parentheses. So we know we do the exponent. Parenthesis negative 3 squared, we know that's the same as negative 3 times negative 3, which will give us positive 9. So we know we will have parenthesis 5 times positive 9. 5 times 9 will give us a positive 45. Now we go over here to number 8. We have x, which is negative 12, so we replace x with the negative 12. Then we have y, we replace that with negative 3. There's nothing we can do inside these parentheses, so we would divide. A negative divided by a negative is positive, and we know 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now we scroll down here to number 9. Now number 9, we have an a and b, but it tells us here to suppose x is negative 7, so we'll put negative 7 here and for x. So we have in parentheses negative 7 squared, which we know that this is really negative 7 times negative 7, which is 49. So we know this is 49. Now we come here to b. This is the opposite of x squared. So we know we would substitute in negative 7 for x, and then that squared. So you notice this negative sign here is on the outside. So only thing that's squared is what's in the parentheses. And we already deal with negative 7 times negative 7 in parentheses is. That gave us 49. But since we have this negative sign on the outside, we bring that negative sign down. So our final answer here is a negative 49. Now we go here to 10a. We substitute in 4 for y. So now we have multiplication and we have an exponent. We know we do the exponent first. So it'd be 5 times 4 to the second power is 16. 5 times 16 will give us 80. Now if you need to see it, I could write it up here. 16 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry your 3. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So we have 80. Now we come here. We have y is equal to negative 4. Now, this was supposed to be, for some reason, this is a glitch in the problem here. So we would, well, actually, no. I'm sorry, I messed up here. Okay, we're supposed to substitute in negative 4 for y here. So we'll put in negative 4 for y, and we will have 5 times parenthesis negative 4 squared. So we would take negative 4 times negative 4, which gives us positive 16. So we will have 5 times 16. Now if you notice, this is the same as what we had here in A, which will give us positive 80. So now we scroll down here to number 11. Now we're told here that x is negative 6 and y is negative 3. So negative 6 in parentheses squared, you know that'll be negative 6 in parentheses times negative 6, which will give us a positive 36. So we had 36, and we will have plus a negative 3 is the same as minus 3. 36 minus 3 is 33, and 33 is your final answer. Now listen, this is supposed to be an equal sign. It's supposed to equal 36. Negative 6 and negative 6 equal 36, which I wrote here. So 36 minus 3 is 33, and that is your final answer. And we're done.